Hey there, Aries. It's time for your weekly card horoscope for the coming 7 days. And just a quick reminder for everybody out there, should you ever wish to get a session with me, just go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com. Or, of course, you may also simply follow the links below. Also, for those of you interested in the incoming wave videos, this incoming wave is up, and you can check that out on my main channel page, or again, just follow the links to the playlist below. So what is going on when it comes to this coming week? This coming week for you Aries people is a very, very fast-paced one. As soon as I was dealing your cards, it was just, you're going to have to think on your feet. The Wheel of Fortune is absolutely bringing in this wave of not only rapid changes, but when we talk about rapid changes, I'm also seeing things being on, being off, being up, being down. And it's not necessarily a negative thing, but it is a game of hot potato for a lot of you. And with the Wheel of Fortune, we are seeing a lot of projects, a lot of things you have in the works starting to accelerate in their growth, in their evolution, at a pace you had not accounted for. This might not be something you estimated. And this could be absolutely wonderful, right? We find out that resources are coming in faster, early payoffs going on, new opportunities opening up and getting ready to launch almost immediately. But with the Wheel of Fortune, we have to be also capable of working in step with all of these shifts that are coming, because we are going to be in tremendously high demand, and you are going to be finding that whatever is kind of put on the table for you is something that's going to be like, okay, and now that you said yes, we're going to start this tomorrow or in an hour right away. And so you want to make sure that you're capable of keeping up and setting the pace that works for you, but also respecting the fact that the Wheel of Fortune does not necessarily go slow. So this is not about a time of slowing things down, but rather being incredibly mindful and, of course, very smart about how you are choosing to commit yourself, because this is such a jam-packed week and such a busy week. I think a lot of you are going to find that you are getting a wonderful chance to grow and excel as long as you are willing to only do things that you can, of course, afford to do and commit to at a moment's notice. In fact, as we get to your material concerns, with the Three of Wands reversed, we have a warning in this very regard, because the Three of Wands reversed is giving off the warning about a missed opportunity, something where something is left hanging, something's left up in the air too long, and if people are hemming and hawing, twiddling their thumbs, they're not necessarily, of course, keeping their eye on the ball. And with the Three of Wands reversed, this could also be an urging for you as well, because the Three of Wands reversed can talk about conversations that take too long to conclude, ultimately don't end up in a successful way. This could, of course, apply to any kind of financial or professional agenda that you have on the table going into this week. And so if you have been kind of playing it a bit too lax, a bit too loose, I really want you to make sure that you are not doing that this week, that you're not, of course, trying to take things in, a very slow and steady way, because you have to be able to be available to what's being offered to you. In a lot of cases with the Three of Wands reversed, we also see technical snafus getting in the way of clear communication. And so you may be finding that certain messages, emails, phone calls are not getting delivered or conveyed, and that could also spell a problem for you if you are trying to entrust something to get where it needs to go on time, if there is a time limit, or if it's an early bird gets the worm kind of situation. So just be prepared this week to think on your feet, because with the Three of Wands in reverse, it does not say anything bad is going to happen, but you want to make sure that you are not putting your feet up or resting on your laurels with things that are kind of left in maybe a middleman's hands, or we're not being as prompt with our responses, or it feels like maybe we've done everything we can, but it's taking a little bit of a while for those things to process. We don't want the stuff that we've been submitting to be collecting dust or go unnoticed. If you can follow and heed this warning, you're going to have a wonderful week. As we get to your social life, well, we've got the Five of Wands upright with friends and family. And I'm seeing you feeling kind of pulled in multiple directions. I don't see this as actually a fight or a conflict in terms of you fighting or having conflict with friends or relatives or anything like that. But it's really more about a conflict of maybe loyalty, a conflict of priority, maybe who you give your energy to. You're in very high demand this week. We've already been saying this whole time. And with the Five of Wands, you might be noticing you're getting into a bit of a clash when it comes to just how much of you there is to go around. And with the Five of Wands this week, I want you to make sure that you are not putting yourself in a position to disappoint. The Five of Wands can sometimes also make us feel a bit drained, just simply having, of course, even just on a spiritual level, when a person directs their needs at another person and tries to pull that person towards them, they're actually draining their energy. They're vampirizing a little bit of their energy. So for those of you who watch those sending mental messages to people out there, you know, maybe you should not do that. Those people are vampirizing each other. But at the same time, you know, pay attention to where you might be kind of feeling like you're getting pulled apart because, you know, we got this family member really needs us, this friend really needs us, this group really needs us. And so this week, just make sure that when you make your commitments to certain folks, or maybe not, you know, so many commitments, that you are allowing yourself some time to portion yourself in a way that is fair to you and all concerned. Because with the Five of Wands, once again, you're in very high demand, and I would not be surprised, however, though, even if a double booking situation came up or an attempted double booking or even triple booking occurred, and we're going to need to sort that out, or else we're going to have way too many people, way too many priorities trying to go down the same road at the same time. As we get to the emotional side, the romantic side, well, we've got the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. And there is going to be some frustration around love this week, but it's not necessarily about maybe the relationship itself. The Eight of Pentacles reversed is indicating here that we are actually approaching an issue where a person might not be doing their due diligence, whatever their due diligence is, right? Because of course that's going to vary from person to person and couple to couple. But with the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, there are details that are getting missed, things getting forgotten. I would say for those of you that are single or available for new people, the Eight of Pentacles is indicating here that you may be meeting somebody that could be a good match, but it does feel like with the Eight of Pentacles reversed, there is something a little bit off in the way that this thing is getting off the ground. I do feel like a measure of education is going to be a big deal for all Aries people when it comes to love. I think that we are approaching a lot of issues where maybe we, our partner, our new person is exploring territory that they really just don't know anything about. So how could they possibly do their due diligence if they've never had experience in that area before, or it's something completely brand new, or even if it's something that they've avoided learning for themselves for whatever reason their whole life. The Eight of Pentacles reverses indicate it's always one of those cards. It's one of those wonderful cards that can always turn right side up, but we have to make sure that we don't take anything personally this week. Taking everything personally is honestly a bad habit. And I think that when we have the Eight of Pentacles reversed, sometimes people don't do things because they're afraid to do it. They're afraid they're going to screw up. They're afraid they're going to do something wrong, or as I've mentioned, they had no experience with it in the first place, and they're trying to play better safe than sorry. But when people are not doing their due diligence or they're avoiding important details, it is something that needs to be vocalized, but not taken personally. So that is your horoscope. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because you know I appreciate it. And should you ever want to get a session with me, go to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.